your data, we will be guiding. So in such a way that whatever the data you are going to perform the operation, whether the data is in the right way or not. For example, many times I used to tell you that. So for example, you in the 8th semester you have got a project work. So this for the project work, they are going to mention guides for you. That means that what is the role of the guide? Guide will tell you that what are the things to be done, what are the things not to be done. For he will show you the right path to complete your project work. Like that, in this particular case, in the decision trees are the simple way, which is mainly used to guide from one path to the another path. In that particular way, we are going to check what path we have to check, whether it is correct or not. We will be checking each and everything, and we are going to proceed the operation. Next is the decision may be simple binary one. So whatever the thing, for example, many cases what we used to tell is whenever you are going to prepare the PPT for your seminar or your internship or any other things, so we are going to tell you that maintain simple. That means that too much of text should not be there. We are going to tell. That means that if other third person is going to see your PPT, all those things, you should be able to understand in your seminar, project, or internship, or with respect to project. That means that whatever the details you are going to give, that should be a simple. It should not elaborate the content. So for that particular case, we will be making use of simple one. So in this particular case, what they have given example means they have taken an example for bank loan. So if you want a loan for the bank means we will be going to the bank. So you are going to ask, we want a loan. So what they are going to tell, they are going to tell you that we want certain documents, all those things. So those who joined just now, so we are going to make a revision of your fourth module, what we have discussed in the before your IA. From tomorrow onwards, we will start with a new topic which to be discussed. In the today's class, we will make a revision with respect to your fourth module, which I have left before your IA. Okay, which I have completed before your IA. So this one, what bank, second point we were discussing, the decision may be simple binary one, whether to approve a loan or not. That means that I told you that if you want a loan, so that you will be going to the bank and you will be telling that I want a loan. So what the manager is going to tell, he will be giving certain documents, all those things, to prepare this document and come all those things. If all the document is there, definitely you are going to get the loan. If any one document is not there, you will not get a loan. That means that you are going to get an option either yes or no. There is not much more things we will be discussing there. They can't tell much more story, or he can't tell much more story, all those things. So in that particular way, they are going to check you are going to get the loan or not. So, or it may be a complex multi-valid decision. Maybe it can be diagnosis for the particular sickness. See, whenever we used to solve a problem, for example, whatever the problem it may be, the problem can be solved in two ways. One simple way you can solve that particular problem, or you can make more complex with respect to that particular problem. I'll give one real-time example. For example, if two best friends are fighting each other, the third person is there now. I'll repeat once again. If two best friends are fighting, so after fighting, the third person will come and he will compromise two-person. So that means that whenever he is going to compromise, that is one particular situation is there. So once again, they'll not quarrel, all those things. The same guy, he may tell that he will tell something on him, and he may tell something on him, so that what it may become fire once again. That means that whatever the problem is there, the problem once again it will build large. That means that what I want to say in this particular case decision tree also, whatever the thing we will be performing the operations with respect to the data, we can perform the operation towards your simple way, or you can perform with respect to your complex way. Complex means we will be using other algorithms, we are going to make use of few algorithms, we will be using this particular case, everything we will be performing, and we are going to perform the operations. Next is decision trees are hierarchical branched structures. Hierarchical means sequence. Step by steps, we will be applying the procedures. So in that particular case, we will be having much more cases. We were going to make use of certain questions there with respect to a particular sequences. For example, in this particular case, for example, if you want to construct any tree structure, let us consider your ATC subject, that is automata theory, or you may study compiler design, whatever it may be. Whenever we used to construct any parse tree, we will be maintaining one particular root node. Below the root node, you will be having a leaf. In that particular leaf, once again, you can divide left tree or right tree, like that we will be maintaining the hierarchy. Or if I want to give one more real-time example, means to complete your BE, you have to complete your first year, you have to complete your second year, you have to complete your third year as well as your fourth year. Once if you're going to complete all the 4 years only, you're going to get the degree certificate. That means that if you're going to complete second year or fourth year without completing first and third, it's not possible. That means that they have maintained certain sequence there. In this particular decision trees also, we will be maintaining the hierarchical branched structures that comes to the decision based on asking certain questions in a particular sequences. So next thing, we will be using certain techniques. We will be using certain techniques will be there for the classifications. So there are various cases or there are various possibilities in which we can perform the operations. So I told you that whenever we used to perform the operations, we can perform through the algorithms we can apply, or we can apply the decision probleming, or we can apply the reasoning, or we can apply the logistic, logical, all those things. Many cases will be there. So that means that whatever the operations we are going to perform, we will be thinking that what techniques you need to apply and what are the things to be done. Next is a good decision tree should be a short and ask only a few meaningful questions. For example, one more real-time example I am going to give for this particular point. For example, if you are going to present your PPT, for example, seminar PPT you are presenting, or your internship PPT or your project PPT, whatever the PPT you are presenting, the third person who is seeing your PPT, you should not ask for each slide questions. That means that for each slide, if you have 10 bullet contents, means you should not ask for each bullet what is this one. For the second, what you have done, you should not ask. That means that whatever the thing is there, we need to understand and we need to know the knowledge what he has done, and we need to understand fast. And if there is any doubts only, if you are not understood, you should ask the question. For each and every slide, if I'm going to ask the question, whenever if you are going to do your seminar or your internship, how it will become? That means that wherever the thing I have not understood, so in that particular case, if I'm going to ask the question, you will answer correctly. That means that in this particular decision tree also, we are going to maintain the short and we will be asking a meaningful questions. So which are irregular questions which is not relevant to your PPT or which is not relevant to your topic, if I am going to ask the question, it will become a problem. So the next thing what we want to discuss is the decision trees can generate a knowledge for the first few instances. See, whatever the knowledge we are going to generate, we will be generating the knowledge for the first few instances. For example, if I am going to give certain example, means let us consider Oracle company is coming in your college. Let us consider Oracle company is coming to your college. Oracle company, they are going to expect only with respect to your SQL query, that is your structure query language, or they are going to ask RDBMS, that is nothing but your relational database management system. You can't tell that, sir, I know C, sir, I know C++, I know Java. If they are going to ask, if you are strong enough in your RDBMS concept, or if you are strong enough in your SQL, you have to tell yes or no. That means that whatever the Oracle company they are going to recruit, they are going to recruit with the knowledge with respect to the queries, not with the knowledge with respect to your C or C++, whatever it may be. So in this particular case, so we should have a certain knowledge whenever we need to solve the decision tree problems, all those things, we should have a certain knowledge with respect to that particular case. Whatever the problem it may arise, you should be able to answer that particular case. Next, decision trees are mostly to answer relatively simple binary decision. Most of the cases we are going to find the answer in a simple way. Next is case-led predicting heart attack using the decision tree. So this is what we are going to predict the heart attack. For example, let us consider one hospital is there. In that particular hospital, 100 patients they are coming. Okay, with the 100 patients, what they are going to come, the each doctor is going to make a survey. In that particular case, those who got age above 62 or above 65, they are going to check their BP. In that BP, you may get two things. One, the BP may low or the BP may high, normal case. If it is normal, you will be checking next test which it has to be performed. If it is low, you will be performing one more thing. Like that, it is they have maintained the case study in this particular case. They have maintained a case study for this particular concept, that is nothing but predicting heart attack using your decision tree. Study was done at UC Sand is concerning the heart diseases patient data. This is what the survey they have made for the heart disease patient. The patient were diagnosed with the heart attack from the chest pain diagnosed by the EKG, high enzyme level in the heart muscle, and so on. What objective we need to find out is, initially he got once an heart attack. Okay, what objective is nothing but initially the patient got once heart attack. The doctor will predict whether he will get an once again heart attack within the next 30 days or not. He will be checking. For that one, what are the things we will be doing means we will be checking what things to be done, all those things. First point, the decision tree showed that if BP is low, less than or equal to 90, so first they are going to check the BP. If the BP is less, okay, if the BP is less, once again, if the BP was low, that is nothing but less than or equal to 90, the chance of another heart attack was high. In this particular case, you will be having whenever the blood pressure was low, that is nothing but less than or equal to 90, if is got means the chance of your heart attack is more, he will be telling. So the next point, what is going to say, if the patient's BP is okay, if the patient BP was okay, the next question was to ask the patient age. So you will be checking the age. If the age is greater than or equal to 62, he is going to conclude that the patient's survival will be almost guaranteed. If it is greater than 62, we will be seeing in your next point. If it is less than 62, we will be given assuring that the patient can survive. If the age was higher, then the next question was to ask about the sinus problem. This is the next thing. If sinus is also okay, the chance of the survival was 89%. This is what why we have taken this particular case study means. So we will be checking the decision tree in this particular case. That means that conditions. For this particular, for example, let us consider you have failed in one particular subject. For example, let us consider you have failed in one particular subject in your 5th semester. Okay, in the 5th semester I'm talking. So what are the possible cases you may get in the 5th semester? If you failed in one subject means the other possible case is what, in the next attempt you can write it. Yes or no? One option is second attempt you can write. Or if you don't want to write anything, if you're not interested in the studies means you can leave the college and you can go home. There are two possible cases. If you are interested, you can proceed with the next semester and you can clear that particular paper. If you're not interested, I'm not interested in the studies, I don't want studies, all those things if I'm going to tell me, so that you can quit your education and you can go for your job. That means that you will be having a decision parameters there we will be applying. So this is what it has been discussed in the decision tree problem. Image in a conversation between a doctor and the patient. The doctor asks a question to determine the cause of an alignment. The doctor would continue to ask the question till he or she is able to survive at a reasonable decision. If nothing seems feasible, he or she might recommend to generate the data and the option. That means that they are going to check, they have made a conversion between the doctor and the patient. They will be checking that how you need to solve the problem, all those things. This is how the expert in the field solve the problem. Not only in the hospital database we are going to get the problem, so in your company also you may find certain problems, all those things. Whenever you are going to get the problems, you should overcome that particular problem. You should overcome that particular problem. So with a simple solution, don't do it, you should not make any too much of complications, all those things. This is how experts in any field to solve the problems. They use the decision trees or the decision rules. For every question they are going to ask, the potential answers create a separate branches for further questioning. For each branch, the expert would how proceed ahead. The process continues till until the tree is reached, which means a leaf node is reached. For example, I told you that whenever you are going to construct a tree, we will be starting from your root node. If you are going to start with the top down parsing, we will be starting with respect to your root node. Finally, we will be ending with the leaf node. That is what the conclusion. Whatever the conclusion you are going to get, the conclusion you are going to get in terms of leaf node you will be getting. Like that, human experts learn from the past experience or the data points. For example, one more point, real-time example I am going to give. For example, now you have completed your BE. Let us consider for another 1 month you are going to complete your BE. Your relation, one particular guy, your relation, one particular guy, he has completed his PUC, he has completed his 12th, and he will be coming for your the guidance. I'll repeat once again. Now you are a degree holder. Let us consider for another 1 month you will be completing your degree. So your one of your relation, yeah, just now he has completed his 12th. He will be coming and he is going to tell what I want to do after the 12th. He will be asking. So you will be telling that do the BE in SVC. You are going to tell do the BE do BE in the SVC. You are going to tell or what? That means that you will be having a past experience. For example, they want to do either BE or whether they want to do other hardware. You will be knowing that what is the technology nowadays is going on. That means that you should give a proper direction to that particular guy. How you are going to give a proper direction with respect to particular guy means whatever the thing you have experienced in the last 4 years, no, you will take that particular experience. That means that what is the weightage of the BE, or whether there is a weightage in the BE or whether there is no weightage in the BE. You will be checking each and everything based upon your past 4 years experience. You are also matured. You will be knowing that now 4 years you have completed your education. Now you will be able to guide one particular guy with the right direction. You will be telling this is the right thing, this is not the right thing, all those things, and you will be giving the proper input. That means that human experts learn from the past experiences or the data points. In this particular case, similarly, the machine also can be trained to learn from the past data point and extract some knowledge or the rules from it. Most of the cases nowadays, artificial intelligence has came. In the artificial intelligence, most of the cases, what men or women will do, the machines will be doing. For example, 10 people work, one particular machine will be doing. So like that, artificial intelligence technique we will be using, or robo, based upon that particular your experience, all those things you will be guiding. Next is the decision tree would have a predictive accuracy based on how often it makes a correct decision. The more training data is provided, the more accurate is knowledge extraction will be there, and thus it will make more accurate decision. For example, I'll give one more real-time example for this particular point. See, whatever the thing you are going to study in the college, no, 98% you will be studying theory. Only 2% you are going to study practical. If you are going to work same in your companies, 98% you are going to study practicals and 2% you will be studying theory. So what I want to say, if you are going to learn more and more practical knowledge, practical part, definitely you will be working faster with that particular organizations or the thing. That means that whatever the thing you may do, you need to have a more knowledge. You need to have a more knowledge with respect to practical exposure. Practical knowledge, if you have means you will learn more and more. If you learn theory more and more means you will lack the practical knowledge. The more variables the tree can choose from, the tree will come out with the better accuracy. I told you that how much you are going to put your hard work with respect to your practical knowledge, that much of better results you will be getting in your this one. In addition, a good decision tree should always be a frugal, so that if it takes a least number of a question and a least number of effort to get the right decision. See, many times I have repeated this example also. If you become an HR, for example, if you become an HR, if you want to recruit that one particular guy for your project means you will be looking with respect to your the knowledge of that particular guy, whether he may be solving that particular problem or he may be working with respect to the group wise. Each and everything you are going to check and you will be taking that particular work guy. If that particular guy is unable to work, why you are going to recruit that particular guy? By simply giving the training or by simply giving the salaries, all those things? Yes or no? So like that we will be having we will be choosing with the correct path for the correct decision. This is what one particular simple example they have taken. Here is an example to create a decision tree that makes decisions about approving the play of an outdoor game. Let us consider one outdoor game is there. Let us consider tennis. Tennis they want to play. If they want to play, they will be having two things. They will be checking with the atmospheric condition. In the atmospheric condition, they are going to check whether they have done or not. Outlook, temperature, humidity, wind, play. So in this particular case, outlook is sunny, temperature is hot, humidity is normal, windy is true. So you are going to get yes or no. For example, if tomorrow the match is there, so they are going to make the weather condition. They are going to check whether whether it is a rainy or whether it is a sunny, all those things based upon their prediction they are going to give. In this particular case also, this is what machine learning concept we will be applying in this particular case. We will be applying the algorithms and we will be solving the problem based upon the random cases. So you will be having the more number of possible cases, you may arise a solution. In this particular case, which is a better one, you are going to pick based upon which algorithm which is efficient, all those things. This all those things I send you the video also. You can see that particular case. The next part is also an important thing, regression. Regression means it is a mathematical term, or I can say it as what it is a statistics. See, nowadays what I want to tell you now, I think statistics is one of the boom subject. Like your computer science, if you study the degree in the statistics now, outside market you got a lot of opportunities if you know the statistics part. More than your BE, you can earn more in the statistics. So if you know two or three softwares is there like SPC, SPSS or other any other two softwares, if you learn with respect to data analytics only, that is what statistics we are going to discuss now. Statistics is nothing but analytics only. If you learn the analytics outside market, you will be getting lot of opportunity, along with a lot of packages will be there. So when compared to your BE computer science, you will this is having more weightage with respect to your analytics part. That means that if you're not studying within the this one means you there are many sources is there, that is nothing but YouTube or by internet. By seeing that particular things you can learn with the practical knowledge, or few tools is there, everything you should learn. Because outside market if you go means definitely if you know this particular knowledge you will be getting outside more opportunity. Basically we are going to deal with respect to the mathematics only. Statistics. Regression is a well-known statistical technique. Regression is a well-known statistical technique to model the predictive relationship between the several independent variable and one dependent variable. See, for example, in this particular case, we will be discussing with respect to two variables here. So you are going to get two variables here. So one is dependent variable and one more is independent variable. So for example, I'll give one real-time example. If you want to take t-shirt of your friend, I'll repeat once again. If you want to buy t-shirt of your friend, you will go to the one particular shop and you want to buy one t-shirt for your friend. Your friend is not there in the shop, but you will tell your friend height is this particular thing, your friend weight is this particular thing, so that the particular shop owner will understand for this particular height, for this particular weight, you will show the t-shirt. That means that both x and y values are dependent variables. Both your x and y values are dependent variable. Like that, whenever we are going to plot the data or whenever we are going to perform the operations, we will be checking whether it is a dependent variable or whether it is an independent variable, all those things. Based upon the operation we are going to perform. So there are various cases or there are various predictions is there in the best fitting curve for the dependent variable in a multi-dimensional space for each independent being a dimension. There are various causes, there are various things we will be checking and we will be judging and we are going to perform the operation. The curve could be a straight line or it could be a non-linear curve. So whenever you are going to plot any graphs, all those things, you may find the curve. In that particular curve, ups and downs will be there. At certain time it will be increasing, at certain time it will be decreasing. At certain time it will be increasing, at certain time it is decreasing. There are various possible cases and they are going to check to perform the operation. The quality of a fit of the curve to the data can be measured by the coefficient of the correlation, which is the square root of the amount of the variance explained by the curve. There are various possible cases or there are various applications we are going to perform in which the square root it can be applied. The key steps for the regressions are simple. List all the variables available for making the model. We are going to collect all the variables which is to develop your model. We are going to establish a dependent variables. We will be collecting the dependent variables. We are going to examine the visual relationship between the variables of your interest. That is nothing but we are going to form a relationship. That is we will be plotting the x values and we are going to plot the y values, all those things. Find a way to predict a dependent variables using the other variables. Next thing is correlations and the relationships. Statistical relationships are about which elements of the data hang together, which one hangs separately. There are various causes, there are various relationships, or there are various categories we will be having, in which you will be having a distinct and unrelated variables you are going to specify. It is all about describing the significant positive relationship and significant negative differences you will be getting. Whenever you are going to plot the correlation, you will be getting the range from 0 to 1. I'll repeat once again. Whenever you are going to solve the problem with respect to your correlation, you are going to get the range with respect to the solution. Either you will be getting 0 or you are going to get 1. If you are going to get 1, it indicates that perfect relationship. I'll repeat once again. If the correlation of 1 indicates a perfect relationship will be there, where two variables are in a perfect synchronization. The correlations of 1 indicates if you are going to get the value as 1, that means that we are going to tell it as what? It is a perfect relation. Perfect relationship means whatever the two variables is there, the two variables will be in your perfect synchronization. The correlations of 0 indicates that there is no relationship between the variables. So in this particular case, we will be having 0 or you are going to get the result as 1. Next is the relationship can be a positive or it can be an inverse relationship, that is variable can move together in the same directions or in the opposite direction. See, in this particular case also, whenever you are going to form a relationship or whenever you are going to form a plot with respect to your graph, all those things, you will be getting in terms of two things. One, whatever the variables you are going to substitute, whether it is working in the same direction or whether it is working in your opposite direction. A good measure of a correlation is a correlation coefficient, which is the square root of your correlation. That means that you are going to get a range from -1 to +1. You are going to get the range from -1 to +1. If any r value you are going to get 0, it signifies no relation. I'll repeat once again, so that you are going to get a range from -1 to +1. If you are going to get the value 0, that means that you will be having no relationship. You are going to have a value. If you are going to get r value 1, which shows the perfect relationship in the same direction, and the r value -1 shows the which is working with respect to opposite direction. This is what the formula we will be discussing. Given two numeric variables x and y, the coefficient of a relation r is mathematically computed by the equation r bar is the mean of x, x bar is the mean of y. This is what the formula we will be using for a correlations and the relationship. R is equal to x minus x bar, y minus y bar divided by square root of that particular cases. This is what the graphs we will be plotting. So the next is regression exercise. The regression model is described as a linear equation that follows. We will be checking that whether y is a dependent variable or x is a dependent variable. So if you see this particular equation, y is equal to beta naught plus beta 1 into x plus epsilon. If you see x is y will be depending on the x value. X is the independent variable you will be getting, y will be your dependent variable. This they have taken some example with respect to the house price versus the size of your house. So square root, feet, distance we will be calculating. So non-linear regression. Next, cluster. In the cluster is mainly used for your automatic identification of your natural grouping of things. That means that whatever the operations you are going to perform, we are going to perform in terms of grouping. For example, let us consider in your college, nearby ATMs you are going to make one particular group. Nearby hotels you are going to make one particular group. Nearby some shops. That means that you are going to form one particular group. So whether the shop is near or whether the shop is far, we will be checking each and everything and we are going to perform the operation. In this technique, the data instances that are similar to each other categorized in the one cluster. So the data instances we will be checking, and we will be checking that whether it is an unsupervised learning technique or whether it is a supervised learning techniques. There is no output or there is no dependent variable for which right or wrong answers it can be computed. If you see this particular example, So we have formed groups which are nearer. So some of the applications, if you're going to come, means we will be discussing either market segmentation or with respect to the product profile, text mining, we will be discussing. So whenever it comes to the clustering technique, means we will be getting two things. One with respect to the inter-cluster distance, either it can be maximized or intra-cluster distance it can be minimized. These are all those things. So we have also discussed K-means algorithm for the clustering. The advantages and its artificial neural network we have discussed. So association rule mining we have stopped. Artificial neural network, till artificial neural network we have completed before your IA. From tomorrow onwards we will start with the association rule mining. Okay, if any student, if anything you want to ask, you can ask. If any doubts is there or any issues is there, we can discuss.